If you're loving this podcast, be sure to check out the full lineup. From news and local politics to sports and true crime. Find your next great listen right now at duluthnewstribune.com/podcasts. That's duluthnewstribune.com/podcasts.
Hello, Northlanders. It's Thursday, March 9th. I'm Wyatt Buckner with your Duluth News Tribune Minute, presented by Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union.
The average MPECU member saves over $785 a year in better rates and lower fees. And with MPECU, every ATM is your ATM. With their free checking program, you get ATM fee reimbursements at any ATM anywhere in the U.S. Check out Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union services online at mpecu.com or visit their offices in downtown Duluth, Arrowhead Road, or Miller Trunk Highway.
Now here's a look at today's headlines. 71 seconds was all it took for Hermantown to seize control of its state quarterfinal matchup against Lovern Wednesday at the XL Energy Center. Senior Aaron Evian scored at the 6:28 mark to put the Hawks in front, with River Freeman and Evan Gunderson each adding goals at the 7:09 and 7:39 mark of the first period to put Hermantown in command en route to a 6-0 win. Ironically, the Hawks struggled in the first few minutes to get shots, but a slashing penalty on Nolan Barker gave Lovern a chance to go up. Unfortunately for the Cardinals, it also put Hermantown's penalty kill unit on the ice. Hermantown will face Matamedi in the state semifinal at 11 a.m. Friday at the XL Energy Center. Governor Tim Walz on Wednesday, March 8th, signed an executive order directing state agencies to take action to protect access to gender-affirming procedures, therapies, and hormone treatments for transgender people in Minnesota. Many states across the U.S., including Minnesota's neighbors North Dakota and Iowa, are considering bills that would restrict doctors from providing minors with hormone treatments or surgical procedures to help people express their gender identities. Last month, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, a Republican, signed a bill banning gender-affirming medications and procedures for minors. While the Minnesota legislature is considering bills that would protect access to gender-affirming treatments, Walz said he directed his administration to act ahead of any bill reaching his desk because of what he said was the issue's urgency. Opponents of gender-affirming care say children are too young to make fully informed choices about medical treatments that could have irreversible lifelong consequences. Criticism often comes from religious groups and Republicans, but supporters say medication and surgical procedures can save lives by allowing people suffering from gender dysphoria, where a person's body's sex characteristics do not match their gender identity. The American Medical Association opposes states' interference with treatments, and the American Academy of Pediatrics also supports treatments. To preview an upcoming story, Dan Williamson now joins us with one of our colleagues.
Thanks, Wyatt. I'm sitting here with one of our colleagues, Duluth News Tribune features reporter Melinda Levine. And Melinda, there's a story that you're working on that we'll be able to see in Saturday's print edition of the Duluth News Tribune, as well as online prior at duluthnewstribune.com. And this story involves a Duluth transplant who has some challenges, but she's been able to focus not just on helping herself, but also helping others. What more can you tell us?
Yeah. So when Kayla Mitchell moved to Duluth, she wanted to give back and connect. She started teaching free fiber classes, and in less than 2 years, she's created a community of folks who meet weekly, sometimes more, to commune over crafts and coffee. Mitchell, who struggles with agoraphobia, which is the fear of entering crowded or open spaces, post-traumatic stress, and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, says the community she has found in the Twin Ports through this medium has helped her mental health. Quote, "I struggle leaving the house. This is a place I have to go every week, and if I'm too sick to make it, it's still a positive thing I'm doing," end quote. Despite her Facebook group's name, Duluth Knit, Crochet, and Crafts, it's open to all Northlanders doing anything creative.
What was your biggest takeaway from this story?
My biggest takeaway was just seeing how, our human resiliency, how we can kind of move through really tough times and challenges and harness it into something that's positive and that actually brings people together and harnesses creativity.
For our readers, for our audience, what do you hope they take away from this story?
I hope they take away just a little bit of the flavor of, introverts getting together, making stuff, and that there's this cool thing happening. And if you see them at a coffee shop on Saturday afternoons, you'll know what they are and you know what they're doing.
Melinda, this sounds very interesting. Thanks so much for taking the time for us.
Thanks, Dan.
And again, you can find this story in Saturday's print edition of the Duluth News Tribune, as well as online prior at duluthnewstribune.com. Wyatt, back to you.
Thanks, Dan. Now here's a look at your forecast, brought by the News Tribune's hockey podcast, Bulldog Insider.
Happy Thursday, Duluth area. Cloudy skies today with a chance for snow moving in later on in the afternoon, and temperatures topping out right at freezing with an easterly breeze 15 to 25 miles an hour. Overnight tonight, snow continues, temperatures falling to around 22 to kick off your Friday, generally looking at about 1 to 4 inches of snow by the time this system exits the region. A little bit on the cooler side for your Friday as well, with a high of 26. We'll be tracking another round for snow Saturday evening and into Sunday. That does come with stronger winds as well, and temperatures hovering close to 30 degrees to end the weekend. I'm Storm Tracker meteorologist Jesse Redka.
Thank you to Bulldog Insider for their support. The weekly podcast, hosted by News Tribune reporter Matt Wellens and My 9 commentator Zach Schneider, features University of Minnesota Duluth hockey players, coaches, and alumni. New episodes drop every Thursday on duluthnewstribune.com or wherever you also get this podcast. Reporting for today's episode was done by Jamie Malcolm and Alex DeRozier. Thank you for listening to Duluth News Tribune Minute. Have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.